the restream chat up. And also, let's go ahead and record. All right, so we're doing a very interesting event here today. One of the largest phone farms here in the United States. I've actually been able to get him here into a stream with us today, and we're going to talk about his phone farm. We have a couple of applications that we're going to be talking about here today, and I know, guys, I said that I was not going to be going live for a minute, but, you know, whenever an opportunity pops up, you definitely want to try and seize an opportunity. So, Joe has over 100 different smartphones. He has 2 different internet connections that he farms on, and, yeah, he does pretty well. Welcome to the stream, Digital Burr. So this will definitely be my last stream for. It's gonna be some time here because I'm officially running out of time as far as like doing my college assignments. It's like YouTube takes over a large portion of my time here, but let's go ahead and hop over to the stream itself, and then we're gonna bring up Discord. What's up, John Jara? So we'll just have like a couple of seconds here and a little bit of technical difficulties as we get this stream going. All right. So it is a little bit early to sit here and do a live stream, but that's totally okay because I want you guys to be able to check out his setup today. That's the most important part of this stream, is to be able to showcase this setup. And yeah, I mean, I feel like you guys will learn quite a bit from how Joe here does things. So, all right, here we go.
Yo.
How's it going, man?
Good. I'm trying to find a good angle to build stuff up here.
I like the disco ball.
Yeah, it's got a Burger King crowd on it.
That's awesome. So, man, you have like studio lights. You've got the disco ball going with Burger King. That's cool.
Whenever we moved into this house, the thought was that it was gonna be a lot. It's a lot smaller than our old house, and then we were gonna have more money. But then medical things happened, so I do have studio lights. That's about the only. I don't know. I got that when I was like 5.
No, that's cool though. I've always had like kind of a fascination for things that. Do you know what like Spencer's gift stores? What those are like? Yeah, yeah. So I like it. You've got lasers and all sorts of crazy stuff. What's up, Sigma Chicken? So.
Right now, I've just got the. I think it's like the Maven 3. It was the Black Friday phone at Best Buy.
Yeah.
It has no storage, so I'm trying to see if I can free up storage to fit Electronium on here and the app that I was going to talk to you about, Phonium.
Yeah, whenever you said Phonium, I felt like I have heard of that application, but it's like I can't really remember if, you know, maybe I'm misconstruing it with a different app. But
I haven't heard anyone talk about it myself either. I just remember, I know that you and I both just peruse the Play Store until we find stuff to talk about.
yeah. So is that, you said it's an application that's in beta. Is it, did you have to download the APK or did you find it directly in the Play Store? Is it in the Play Store?
Directly definitely in the Play Store because I tried to find the APK because they were closed beta whenever I first came across it, and then I could not find the APK anywhere, so I just waited and checked through it once a week until I could just find it until it was open.
And it pays out in its own token, or does it pay out in Bitcoin? What are your options with the application?
It pays out in its own token at the moment. The only
Right.
thing I know is that all tokens during the beta will be burned, but they are going to give some kind of reward if you mine 1,000 tokens during the beta, which shouldn't take that long, considering how many devices I have. So.
Yeah, we know you definitely have a ton of smartphones, so I guess as far as like phonium, like the Electronium, whenever it launched and seeing how much it was actually paying, it was a major disappointment to me. So hopefully we do see another application. Yeah, to me it's a disappointment. I would like to see better pay. Like I mean, altcoins are kind of skyrocketing right now. If you look at the price of altcoins, all of them are pumping up. So we're having an upward trend with the price of altcoins and Bitcoin right now, and hopefully this is like a signal that the bear market is over 100%, and a lot of people think that it is, and we're transitioning into a bull market, which if a person doesn't know what that is, it's whenever a bull market is whenever the price of Bitcoin is skyrocketing upwards. But with the fact that these altcoins are going up in price, maybe Electronium will then go up in price, and we'll see like the price of Electronium go from like its 2 cent value to, I'd like to see 30 cents would be fair.
It's going up. It's at 2.5 right now, and I know that Burst Coin is at 2.5. I think Electronium's close, and Burst Coin is actually made.
Yeah, you were talking about setting up to where you can mine Burst Coin. I thought about that for a second, and then I was just like, man, I don't know how I would keep up with mining rigs and then a Burst Coin setup and then a phone farm setup. Appreciate the subscriber. Thank you very much. That's another thing. I'll let you guys know. I'm going to link Joe's channel once again down in the description of this stream so you guys can check out whatever videos he does about his phone farming setup. And, he's, like I said, he's got a massive routine here. Like, I mean, literally you have a giant routine as far as the applications that you run and how many phones you're running applications on. And I know that you said that location, this is a prime example of how location can play a part as far as your earnings. You said that last time I talked to you, you said that earnings were down for you. They had been kind of down for me at the same time. So how are your earnings with the fact that you do have these two different internet connections, and are you doing more decently than what you were whenever we last talked?
Plus, I've gotten a lot less lazy. I was kind of in a slump at that time, and I wasn't really using my applications to the fullest. Like, I wasn't resetting my Google ID every day for rewards and Ulotto and stuff, and I wasn't making. I had a ton of phones that I wasn't using because I was just in a slump and I didn't know what to do with them, But now I'm getting more creative on the things that I can do with all of my devices, and I'm trying to find a use for every device. So.
Oh yeah, there's multiple scenarios, and I got like that for a while on my two internet connections. I was just like, well, I could go through that extra effort of setting up the second account and do all of that, and I just I was like, at that point in time, I was making enough money to where it didn't really matter. So I'm actually in that kind of same transition with the fact that I dipped away from checkpoints, and checkpoints, them not paying me, what I was making. So I had all of these devices I had to repurpose over to different applications. Most of them went over to perk applications, and then some of them went over to Ulotto. So.
Second connection, not a third, nothing to do with your 4.4 devices. Acorns runs exactly like rewardable TV, and it goes forever. Except I've noticed that this might just be me. Do your rewardable ads normally come out at like nighttime?
For the most part, I'll see ads throughout the day periodically. The thing is, I see these major gaps. I'll see like it'll be hours sometimes before the advertisements will play, but it's still like either which way it goes, the points even out. You know, it's they've always had that standard amount of like 1,000 points, and you know, it's like more like a periodic kind of thing. I'll have a gap for 3 hours. We've got some people saying that your audio is not up high enough.
I don't know if I can adjust that considering I'm on mobile device, but I don't know. Voice settings. No, I'm up all. I am.
It's not the biggest deal.
Maybe you can boost me in your volume mixer.
I mean, as far as like turning up the volume of my microphone, I could turn up the volume of the desktop. But that's it's not something I really enjoy doing, because whenever I get a subscriber, or if we'll do it anyways. If we get a sub though, it's gonna be loud.
You know how to use your mixer though, right? You can just turn up Discord.
Where is that located?
You're on Windows 10, right?
Yes, I am.
You know the little volume on your dash in the bottom right and your tray icons?
Right here.
Right click it, open mixer, and you'll scroll until you find Discord, and you can just adjust Discord.
Interesting.
That's what I do to mute my Google Chrome. Because I use Brave for all my personal stuff, and then I use Chrome for all my business stuff, like Engage Me, S'more, Rewardable.
Yeah, so we're up. Oh, we weren't up all the way. How about that? Sorry. All right, guys, let me know how that is. Let's do OBS Studio, and let's also do Discord. Turn Discord on.
I heard you mention that Digital Burr was in the stream. He's in my Discord, so shout out to him.
Yeah, we have pretty much anyone that's in the Facebook group, and just, oh man, there's been a lot of people that have been very supportive. You know, he's done a video submission, right?
I did not know that.
All right, guys, is that good? So, someone, aka Alan, Joe has submitted his phone farm to this channel. I believe he was like submission number 6. Yeah, somewhere around that. He was around submission number 6. So, yeah, so like I said, we've been talking about his phone farm and his applications that he runs. I mean, he's just another farmer, so he's also in the, I believe you're in the Facebook group, right?
Yeah, I am.
Maybe we can let them check out your phone farm. This is not Joe from the Tech Slugs. No.
In a minute, but actually, I was going to... So, back to Phonium. I saw in the terms and conditions or something, but their app is also for iPhone. So I'm going to see if that's on here real quick.
Okay. I might have to take a look myself. And also check the price of Bitcoin currently.
Because if I can stack that with my ad fund, that would be amazing.
So Bitcoin actually is kind of dipping right now at $1,391 is what I'm at right now. But earlier today I was right up to like $1,400 worth of Bitcoin. But the price of Bitcoin is sitting at $8,489. And yeah, I mean, it's not doing bad today. I think that we're probably going to see right at around like $8,600 to $700 in between that by the end of today. So that's good.
That is nice. All right, it did not appear on the iPhone 4, so I'm going to try the 6 and see if it comes up. If not, then that must mean they have plans for it. Yeah, it didn't come up. So I guess they just have plans to release an iOS version sometime? I don't know.
It would be nice if it pays better than Electronium, then that would be fantastic. So
I'm fine with Electronium because I have it on literally all of my devices. So I get like 20 to 30 Electronium a day.
You know, I have heard that they will ban you. They will ban you for using Electronium on multiple different devices and having multiple accounts. So that's something you might want to be aware of.
I haven't had an issue so far. So.
Yeah, but that's definitely something you want to do a little research on. So, I set it up on multiple different devices too, and then someone was like, you using that application like that is, you know, it shows how bad America is. You're taking away from people that need this application in third world countries, and you know they need this money, and you're just trying to. I was like, oh my god, like, come on now. If one, the application is allowed here in the United States, you know, it's allowed in the United States. So if you're going to let the U.S. use it, then how is it just for third world countries? It's not just for third world countries. So
I don't think you can complain with Electronium anymore, because even if you have a shitty phone, they adjusted it. It used to just give you a hash rate depending on the phone. So like a phone like this, a 4.4 would have like a 1 hash rate, but now every single phone has 30.
Huh. So they were. I left the application whenever I did the math on how, my amount of devices, my hash rate, and how much I was going to make on a monthly basis. I was just like, no, if it becomes more profitable, I'll use it. But you know, and there is the fact that if it does go up in value and I'm not mining the coin, and if it does do that, then I will lose some money in that scenario, because I could have had all these coins, but I'm not worried about it so much with the fact that I'm already making so much money mining Bitcoin right now with my setup that I have. I'm making a ton of money doing that. So, you know, it's one of those things I'd rather see the direction of it. And if it gains that profitability, then I'll slap it on some devices, and I'll probably do the same thing that you're doing. I'm not just going to run this application on 3 different phones. And I believe that's their current limit is to only have 3 phones running this at any given time. So yeah, you should definitely research that on Google.
I never heard of that. A lot of people I know are actually running it on more than 3 devices too, and they're fine. So I don't know. Interesting.
I do know this much. I'm sure these guys would love to see your phone farm. For the people that have not seen that phone farming submission, I'm sure they would love to see your routine. So
it is a little. How do I flip my camera?
I don't think anybody cares about any sort of a clean setup. They care about the phones.
Yeah, the farm itself is messy right now. Right now, it's just this.
So that's portion 1 of your farm. And then
yeah, and then there's a lot of them just sitting on the desk, like being maintenanced. Like, here's a fucking bloated battery.
Yeah.
Order some more batteries and stuff. Here are a ton of just like 4.4 devices and stuff that I don't have a use for at the moment. I mean, I just have stuff everywhere right now. It's kind of a mess. But up top, this is where I get like my main stuff from, because this is on Perk TV Live. But these other 4 are kind of higher grade phones, and they're on Cash Magnet and running Phone Paycheck, and I think and Electronium, and I think I'm gonna put Phonium on them by the end of the day. That's the goal.
That's interesting. Your phones are on the opposite side as well? Do you have phones on the other side of that, and then you have another rack that has phones, correct?
I have another rack, but back here is just the wiring.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
It's just a
lot of people
of ties and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people that have these racks, they actually, I believe they set it up to where they can do it on opposite sides. So, I mean, that's kind of convenient, but I see that you do. You have a front-facing rack, so.
So with the 100 device limit coming to Cash Magnet, my plan is to buy 100 new phones.
That's everybody's plan.
Yeah, I know. And when I go off to the university, I'll leave that 100 devices here for Cash Magnet, and make sure I can remote access them. And I'll leave them on like this rack. This is my second rack right now.
Yeah, there you go.
This just consists of my second ISP at the moment. And then again, whenever I get my third ISP back, I have just another Burger King crown and 7 more 4.4 devices ready for rewardable.
Yeah, so, yeah, you are. I can tell that you're definitely in like a transitional period here. You did have everything set up like full-fledged on these racks when we did that Phone Farmers Unite video, and it has changed quite a bit, hasn't it? So you.
I just got a new job. I'm about to get a ton of new devices from that. I'm spending all my money on devices, so
Yeah, so
And my
you had some bloated phones. You encountered the same scenario that I did. I actually, my farm has changed a little bit. You know, I lost some phones to bloat, but, you know, that's part of the reason that I'm getting this new setup. I transitioned into a rack for a while, and I really didn't like the rack scenario, so I'm going to be switching back to whiteboards. That's another reason that I haven't done another routine update on my channel. But yeah, I explained to you earlier how we're gonna have things set up with everything mounted back to the whiteboards. I uploaded a photo to my Facebook page that showed my phone farm set up on these racks, and I was just like, I could showcase my rack scenario, but it didn't feel the same. It looks so much better for me. I feel like whenever everything is set up on whiteboards, it's right in front of you. It's clean. Though I mean, not to like downplay your setup or anything, because you know, however you can do this and you can get your money, you know, get your money out of this scenario. But and
I think that the rack also allows them to breathe a little bit better, because on most of those phones, I have the backs taken off, and there's mostly just air behind them, so it's easier for them to breathe in theory, maybe, so they don't bloat and get as hot.
yeah.
But here's my second networking setup down here, where I just have a modem, and then you can tell I'm ready to get my third one back, because I have this extra air surfboard that I just bought.
Right.
Ready.
It should be interesting. So you're.
Huh?
Most people aren't quick to talk about their earnings. I'm gonna assume that, like, with the fact that you did have some bloated phones, and then you, at one point in time, you did have that third internet connection. You did have 3 internet connections. You said that you're working towards having that back. You know, the fact is, at the end of the day, we know this, Joe. You're covering your internet connections. That's covered, and you're making money out of this scenario, or you wouldn't still be doing it. So. So it's kind of it's enough said there. I'll be interested to see where you go with YouTube, and you know, one thing is, guys, I'll mention this here in the stream. He has brought me a lot of really interesting information, new applications that come out. You guys will bring me new applications here and there, but he's brought me a lot of very, very useful information. So I feel like if he does transition into starting up a YouTube channel, you're going to find a lot of really important information over on his YouTube channel. So
I still want to try to figure out how to make some money with this. I have a Raspberry Pi that I tried to use for like website farming a while ago, but I could never. It eventually got to the point where Chromium wouldn't open anymore. So I don't know. I want to make a video about trying to get this to make some money, because these are like $30 little devices that you could just buy, and if you could get them stable enough to the point where they would run the like desktop stuff like S'more, Engage Me, they could be pretty profitable, pretty good.
Are those just like an Android? What is that?
You don't know what a Raspberry Pi is?
Okay, I didn't hear you say Raspberry Pi. I heard something outside them. Yeah, I know what a Raspberry Pi is.
Yeah, this is a Pi 3, so a little $30 device.
So have you, as far as like that, I do not have, and that's one thing I've actually wondered for some time. As far as the Raspberry Pis go, do they have the Play Store directly on the Raspberry Pi, or do you have to set it up to where you can have the Play Store on them?
They are not Android devices.
But you can set them up to where you can have Android running on the Raspberry Pi. So I have little to no experience with them. I know there's different kinds of Raspberry Pis, so like.
I would not recommend that, because most of the time the OSs on your phones and Android and stuff are built to the hardware in those phones. These are mainly just like Linux devices at most.
Still though, for like $30 though, that's not bad. You could still do better whenever it comes to picking up phones at like $10 a piece.
Oh yeah. This is my This is my laptop for my second ISP. It's frozen. Ooh, I sneezed. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
But yeah, I have like CoinMe and S'mores going on here. It seems to have frozen though. Didn't do this yesterday, I think. So another thing I use on both my ISPs, I make use of the moon faucets with the faucet collector bot. But sometimes it'll glitch out, and as you can see, there are a lot of extra chromes right there that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, that's odd. So I
It's
noticed
supposed to go.
you are interested in tinkering with these applications. I've noticed that, and I feel like my admin, he will do quite a few different things like that. He enjoys working with scripts and figuring out how he could make some more money out of these websites or applications. He'll mess around with scripting, and you know, I noticed that you're kind of similar in the fact that you like to find new applications, and then you were talking about doing something with AdSwapper here recently.
Yes, I want any Unity developers in the stream. If you could make something for me, okay. If you don't know, AdSwapper was first released as an iOS app that it's basically self-explanatory. It swaps the ads that you see. Here, I got it on this one over here, I think. Ads that you see with their ads. What the? It's disappeared from all of my devices.
AdSwapper?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
So you do have it for iPhone, correct?
I did, but it's gone.
Well, let me see 1 second. I know that I was just over here in AdSwapper. I still have AdSwapper right here. In fact, I'm sitting on a cash out with AdSwapper. I have to be. So you should probably just do a reinstall,
Oh, okay, I remember. I had to uninstall it because last time I cashed out, it was lagging and it was going really slow, and so I just kept tapping the cash out button over and over. I ended up at negative 1,000 points, and instead of giving me $5, they gave me 15.
Oh, that's crazy. So do you think it's a possibility that you were banned?
I don't think I was banned, but I knew I had negative points.
That's crazy. He found that's definitely a loophole in his application, though. And really, I guess it's not really an application. That's one thing to mention here. It directs you directly to the web, so it redirects you over to the web.
It's not a VPN, but it's a certificate that replaces your ads. So my idea was for my old 4.4 devices that aren't doing anything is I wanted a Unity app that would not even have a UI. The moment you would open it, it would just start playing Google ads that are not connected to any particular Google account. You can do that. You can just make them play, and they don't have to be connected to an account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and have AdSwapper on those phones. So
yeah.
What would happen is it would play those Google ads, they would get swapped, and you would just constantly earn points.
Yes. Yeah, but if you did something like that, you know that this guy would be very, very quick to figure out that it's happening. I know that much. So it's just a question. It would only be a matter of time before he realizes that someone's kind of cheating the system here, the way it works. And he's going to see you making like thousands of points, and I'm not sure if that's a scenario that would lead to either a ban or, it's like there's always a way around these bans. That's one thing we really could cover here in this stream. If you get banned from a company, that's not the end of the world. People think that, oh God, I've been banned, it's the end of the world. If you change your IP, now let's say if they, this stuff, man, you already know.
I was about to make a joke about it. I was about to say, hello, I'd like an IP change, please.
Yeah, exactly. Change your IP address, but then there's also the fact that if they have their the device ID, if they've got that saved. Yeah, I'm sitting right at a cash out with AdSwapper. It took like 5 minutes to load.
The only application I've seen that saves device IDs is Cash Magnet. So
right. So and that's a little interesting, but
which is a pain in the ass because I have some LG powers over there that I apparently logged into Cash Magnet at one point, and I wanted to use them on my second ISP, and I couldn't get it to change, and I was like, oh God. I even contacted Cash Magnet support, and I never got a response. I was like, can I remove these IMEIs from my account, please?
Who knows, though, at the end of the day, man, what Perk TV or Perk in general, Ulata, what they're doing on their end. They may be logging our device ID. They may have them saved. But at the end of the day, if you change your IP, at least from what I understand, unless they are to, there's one thing that a company could do, and this is how I know that they could figure out who's who in each scenario. They could look up your IP and look you up via location, like via Google Earth, and be like, okay, that's the same spot. He's still in the same location. Ban him again. So there's, unless you were to, mask your location, which is where, having a VPN or,
I think you can. Some internet companies, you can pay them to mask your location. Actually, there's
right. So it's like there's always a way around anything that these companies do. They think that. Honestly, I wonder if this will get out of control at some point. This whether the government will come in and say, well, people can't be sitting here with 400 different smartphones and 30 different computers, and at what point does it become a thing where the government, if somebody's making thousands of dollars in money that they cannot track and tax, at what point does it become a thing? But the great thing about phone farming right now is the fact that Bitcoin is outweighing any attention that phone farming is getting at all whatsoever. So if it,
I was gonna say that before phone farming is banned, mining will be banned.
Exactly. They don't care about this, and it really is a shame to see that the world doesn't really understand that something like this is out there.
Yeah.
I just, I feel like I'm sticking up for, like, maybe we're a smaller crowd than the people that have mining equipment. We are a smaller crowd, but somebody has to be a voice for it. You cannot have just one channel that just talks about phone farming and does not do some of the things that we do here with these live streams, pulling all of these people together that we have here with ECashsociety, the several different phone farming setups that we've showcased on the channel, the people that are out here that are doing this, that they have a lot to say, and they, in your case, talking about working with these applications to get them to earn more, bringing new phone farming applications to the table, like Phonium, which is kind of an odd one, but Phonium is still interesting though. It brings you to the next topic of, like, phone farming and
What's next? I thought the next topic was what's next. What's after phone farming?
Mining. But that's it. The thing right after that is talking about how phone farming and mining Bitcoin are so similar. It's if you have, think about it, Phonium. It's another application that's going to give you an opportunity to earn a cryptocurrency. Electronium. It's an application that gives you an opportunity to earn a cryptocurrency. An altcoin.
From the same device, which you can just do everything on.
Right. So,
like you said, the bulk of phone farming and how to make the most of it is knowing how to stack your applications.
Yeah, at the end of the day, man, I feel like people in the Bitcoin mining community should be reaching out to people in the phone farming communities, and there should be a sort of collaborations. I've been trying to reach out to people that have cryptocurrency channels, and people are just so caught up in cryptocurrency and my mining rig, and oh no, the only thing I want to do is talk to that YouTuber that's got 100,000, 200,000 subscribers and 10 different mining rigs in his home. But in a lot of cases, phone farmers are making more money than people with, like, a standard mining setup. Phone farmers are. They're making more money than some, especially if mining profits don't go back up. So I say this in a lot of streams though, but what direction do you think you'll be in? And I noticed that you did have a ton of devices, and it looks like you've had to get rid of some bloated phones. You're working on your setup. Where do you imagine that you will be device-wise here within the next year? How many devices would you say that you will have? So we showcased your setup as the largest phone farm in the United States. Now there's a couple of people, that's kind of a vague thing to say, because there's people that have quite a few devices out here. We just showcased another Joe. It's kind of ironic. Both you guys with the name Joe have massive phone farming setups, but you really do. Where do you think you'll be?
I think over 300 at least, because like I said, I'll be going off to university soon.
Yeah.
And I want to leave some here for me to remote access. Like I mentioned, the 100 device limit cash magnet is coming. So.
And what is You had a comment here. What is your current device count? Like even after bloats and the phones, count in the phones that you're working on right now. After the bloating scenario, what are you currently at now?
I would think 130 or something over that, over 130.
Right. So, is that counting in your bloated phones that you currently have, or does that not count those in? Like exclude the bloated phones.
Exclude them?
Yes. Just a vague idea.
I would just say like still over 100, somewhere in the range between 120 and 140.
It sounds right because like if you do have encountered the bloat scenario, it's usually like maybe up to 25%. Whenever you start to see some bloating phones, some phones will bloat more quickly than other phones, and usually that's about 10%. Yeah, so from my experience, like bloating phones happens only after like the first year and a half to 2 years. It depends on the phone. But we have some more comments over here. Hi, I'm watching live in class. Someone says they're watching live in class. Hope they don't get in trouble. Can I protect my phones from battery going bad? You want to set up a timer. That's the best way that you can protect your phones, and you also want to keep them. Joe was talking about this earlier. He was saying having your phone set up to where air can get to the phone specifically.
Huh?
You remember we were talking about if you had them up on.
You froze for a second, and I was like, "Oh God, did we lose connection?"
Yeah.
On all of my phones, I have the backs of them taken off and stored in other places so they can release heat better.
Right, that's another thing. So.
Because after some quick googling, what I can tell is, so I can't really help this, but being at 100% and staying there is apparently bad for the battery.
Right.
But decharging and recharging is also bad. So the best thing I can do right now, I think, for my phones is just I'll keep them at 100, but I'll try to make them as cool as possible by taking the backs off.
Good. Solid information. Solid information. I feel like this exactly what you're saying makes the most sense overall. Like probably allowing your phones to have that cooldown time at the same time though, and that's where like the decharging comes into play. It would not run as hot as if it was charging. So.
Oh no, I said to keep them charged.
Yeah.
What ruins the batteries is them.
Looks like we got a donation. Colin Stein, he's like a #1 donator here. I appreciate it, Colin. Thank you very much, man.
So I've even.
It's all going back to the community. Go ahead.
At work, we have a guy that is certified in replacing phone batteries. Even in like stuff where it's not just like ripping off the back and putting it fat, like iPhones and stuff.
Yes.
So what I'm going to talk to him about is I have like an S6 here.
Right.
I don't know how. There's a way to safely do it, obviously, but I want to be able to take off the back of this and just make it so it can stay cool. Because we've evolved from having.
You should definitely consider investing in, and I'll show you this right here in stream. There's a couple of things that every techie or any person that's working with technology should have. One of them is the iFixit toolkit. That's one thing you definitely should consider picking up because it's going to allow you to open up pretty much any electronic that you could possibly imagine to sit here and open. And then you've got another portion of the iFixit toolkit, which is it comes with these shivs to help you to open up phones. So there's the iFixit toolkit. That's one thing to really consider picking up. I cannot tell you how many times this thing has saved my life whenever it comes to fixing either a laptop or just working with any sort of electronics. Half of my laptops would not be around today if it was not for that toolkit. So, but
I'm going to get one before I go to the university. That is on my list of things to get.
When you said that you were going to pick up more phones for Cash Magnet, what phones are you looking at as far as root-worthy? This is a very, very good question. I'm glad I'm asking it in the stream. What phones are you looking at as far as root-worthy phones? Have you checked out a list of phones that you have in mind that are affordable and that you can root very, very quickly. And yeah, that's a pretty simple question.
I have one in mind. Let me get it.
Also, let me ask this alongside of that. As far as your phones, how many do you have that are currently rooted?
Not too many.
Is that 0 or 1 or 2 or?
I mean, my cash magnet phone's on my second arm, and that's about it. So.
But they are rooted. And what phone is that?
This is the LG Power.
Right.
Which has been giving me a lot of. It's been annoying trying to get this thing to work with cash magnet because I'm having some crashing issues. I've gotten a lot of them down. I used to hate this phone because I bought they're on sale. They're 5.1. They're 1 gig RAM, nice amount of storage, and then they can be rooted. Right? Sounds like the dream
phone. Yeah, it sounds like a great phone. But then it's still like you have issues with cash magnet. As far as like the rooted version, it's more for you?
Yeah. And then a long time ago when I would use them with Ulotto, I fixed this issue. So anyone who has an LG Power and they're having issues with it, what it'll do is it'll just lock itself randomly. But you can get rid of that by I'm dumb for not seeing this. You can disable the lock screen. So I had like 3 useless devices for a year because I didn't click fucking lock screen and click to turn it off.
I know what that's like though, because there's so many steps that are involved, and you encounter all of these different snags. So it's like a deterrent sometimes from keeping up with your phone farm. It's just like, man, is this ever going to end with the next thing that I have to do with these applications or that I have to do with these phones in general? And I guess that's where it comes into play that like the second you get a phone, there's like a list of things that you want to do. A guy actually asked you a question right here in the comments. He said, do you use Cache Cleaner, and which Cache Cleaner do you use?
I don't. I clear manually.
You're like me. I don't see the point of doing something that really you should only be doing once a month. I don't see the point. And you can install a Cache Cleaner if you wanted to. It takes one thing out of the mix, but you also have the fact that it's going to take up space on your phone. And if there's other things that you need to do with that phone, and you want to keep as much space as possible so your phone runs a lot more smoothly, really you should at the most only be clearing cache twice a month. This is my overall opinion.
Oh yeah, these ZTE Mavens, they can only fit one app on them, and then they're done. They're done. You can't put anything else on them. They blow and they fill up.
Right. That does happen.
I've tried to do this. I have this damn phone. I have whitelisted the cleaning of the Cache Magnet app in KingRoot. So I was like, well, maybe that's what's killing it. No, did not work. I downloaded a rooted permissions manager where there were like hidden permissions that Cache Magnet was asking for. I enabled those. I downloaded a device control.
Did you check to see if your phone was properly rooted? Did you use Root Checker to see that it was rooted the way it was supposed to be? No, you haven't. You haven't.
I looked at this screen and it said root, but I don't use the Root Checker app. Should I try that right now?
Yeah, I thought that'd be awesome to see here in stream. So Root Checker does. It will tell you whether your device is successfully rooted. But I know exactly what's that you will have that happen. I had the same situation with my Alcatel One Touch Pixie Glitzes. They said that they were rooted just fine, 100%, and it said root, but there was a snag, you know?
Yeah. And then I hate to cut this short, but in a few minutes I will have to be getting out of here.
That's a shame. We'll have to do another stream again, man, because some useful information is coming out on this stream that people I know a lot of people have wondered a few of these questions themselves. So, but
how long do you intend for this stream to go? Because I might get back and you might still be here.
I'll be honest, when you go, I'm probably going to go shortly after, just because I have so much that I have to do. But I do know we have got to stream again. We so we made the first step here. Each person that I've gotten into a stream here on the channel, it's this has been a very simple stream. So, I mean, it's not like some people I guess it's different for every person. Some people are not very used to doing something like this. So, congratulations. Well, that's interesting. That is interesting, isn't it?
I just yelled and it like bounced off of something in my room.
But you still have issues with Cash Magnet. That's
Yeah.
one thing to sit here and question. Why are you having so many issues? And this, you've got it rooted, which is the optimal way to run Cash Magnet. Maybe you ought to talk to the developer. He's in the group. He's in our Facebook group. And maybe you could run those questions across him, and maybe whenever we do a follow-up stream here, maybe he'll have answered those, and we can answer them directly here in stream, because I know a lot of people are going to be preparing for this application to hit that 100 device limit, and they'll want those questions answered. So
I can actually get on my computer real quick and see what devices on my Cash Magnet have been earning and what haven't. So let me get on my other ISP's computer and go ahead and log into this. That'll be the last thing I do before I leave. Because when I say they run sometimes, but other times they just crash, and it's so irritating.
I mean, it doesn't sound that far off from the non-rooted version, which does crash. It does crash. And it can be a little complicated to get it going smoothly. But once it's going okay.
I only ever see this device run the web pages. It never opens the apps and plays the mobile ads. So that's the only really strange thing.
Here's one thing to say. I showed you guys how you can automate your devices with using an auto touch scenario. If you think that you can't use that auto mouse mapper to automate something like Cash Magnet, that's not gonna get you banned. Like, I'm just saying, I guess that's one of the applications you would want to automate, because it will launch itself for so long and then crash. Like, oh man, we have a lot of stuff we need to do here on ECashsociety. We really do. So this is just the beginning.
The only issue with the Cash Magnet site is, I'm having an issue logging in. Let me restart this computer real quick, because it's having an issue anyway. So it's got an SSD, so it'll only take like 5 seconds.
Well, I've noticed the Cash Magnet website is somewhat slow at the same time, so
I can never get it to get past the first page. Like, if I want to go check on my devices, like, there's like a statistics page. I can never get it to go there. It takes forever.
yeah, it'll sit there and just load very, very slowly, very, very slowly for me. And it probably has something to do with how... Oh, that was actually very quick, so...
So why is your monitor so high up?
My monitor, are you saying?
I see you looking upwards.
Oh, yeah, well, it's a 50-inch 4K smart TV.
Oh.
Yeah, we loaded up pretty fast over here for Cash Magnet.
Okay, let me, now that I've restarted this computer and it's not bugging out in the faucet collector, I've also learned that the rewardable site is really good for earning. Except you have to do one thing to keep it. Okay, I can't log in. It's giving me this.
Yeah, not a big deal. Not a big deal. As far as the rewardable website, I found that I could get it to earn, but maybe you know a tip that could help people to earn more quickly.
I do know a tip.
Let me answer this comment really quickly. Hey, Mr. ECash, those shirts, some are getting them already today. Really? That is quick. I want to see these things, Sigma Chicken. Like, big time. If anybody would submit like a photo of them with the shirt, I will definitely showcase it on the channel.
So
that's something we will definitely have on the channel.
So this site runs for like 5 minutes and crashes, right?
Right.
So what you do is you click on a video, and I have this auto refresher up here to refresh every 5 minutes.
Right.
That's how you earn.
So, and you've successfully been able to use the auto refresher without issues?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
It's per tab also, so you can just have it only on your rewardable tab. That's what I do.
have you noticed, like, a lot of people will be so quick to be, oh, I will in like 2 seconds, Sigma Chicken. Have you noticed that a lot of people will be very quick to be afraid, like, some bad things there, I'm going to get banned, and this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, but I feel like people think about this too much and too hard as far as, like, there's certain ways that you want to go about this. I mean, you don't want to make it super obvious that this is something that you're doing, but at the end of the day, if you look at that rewardable website in itself, if it crashes every freaking 5 minutes, good God, why would you not be allowed to use an auto refresher? Why would you not? Like, so.
I mean, I don't even think that that's their intention. I just think that their website is built really shitty.
Yes, exactly. That is it exactly. It's not built to the best way it could be. Which I know that their team, I actually had an email from them when they were talking about people need to lower down their device limits, and then they turned around and said something completely different. But they did say that to me. I showed it in email. But I feel like they are probably working on another application. That's what they said. They're working on building a casino application. So this is the information you guys do. You're getting information that you would not get anywhere else unless you came to this channel about these companies and what they're doing. Cash Magnet, we have the newest news about phone farming with Cash Magnet. Rewardable, that's some of the newest news you're going to get. They're in the process of developing this new application that people can possibly make some money with. So,
and then I hate to cut you off, but I gotta leave for an appointment, and my phone is at 1%. So
all right, that's all right.
At a random point in time as well.
It's been a good little stream though, so that's totally okay, man. We got to see your farm, get some useful information out there. But one last question for you though. Are you already gone? Yeah, he's gone. See you, man. We'll see you in the next one. See, I won't take a smoke break or anything like that. We're gonna sit here in the stream for a while. I do have to close it out pretty soon though. I wanted you guys to see that this guy is here. He has very useful information. He does have a ton of smartphones. And, you know, God willing, he will be doing some videos here very soon because he has great information about phone farming. I feel like this stream kind of started off a little bit slow. Sometimes you have these issues with audio. That does happen from time to time. One thing I will be doing is, because I'm currently recording this for my podcast, I will be going back to check the audio on the podcast, and it may be one that we skip overall as far as uploading for a podcast, but at the end of the day, I probably will upload it because there's useful information within this stream for a person that wants to make some money online with smartphones. But 10 more minutes. Mr. ECash, it's a beautiful day. Great stream as always. Yeah, well, we also don't have a lot of people. It's early in the day here, and we don't have a lot of people in the stream. It's part of the reason is because it is so early. If we were doing this at 5 o'clock tonight, it'd be a completely different story. But let me come back over here to YouTube. So you guys got to see my referrals and how much you guys have helped me to have these referrals here. I have 87 active referrals and 60 passive referrals with Cash Magnet. That's all thanks to you guys. So I'm appreciative of that. And Cash Magnet actually has a really decent referral program. So, guys, I can't really think of much else we would touch topic on. I don't want this one to be one of these long streams, mainly because I want people to see his setup. I want people to know that Joe is out here. He does have a massive phone farm. He has a larger phone farm than what I even have currently. That's me openly saying that here on YouTube. He has a massive phone farm. But at the end of the day, you know, it's like what's important here is to get all of us together. It's not about who has the largest amount of phones here on YouTube. The whole point of ECash Society is to bring all of these phone farmers together here so we can learn from one another. There's a person that may have 30 different smartphones here, and this is the most serious thing I could say here. There's a person that may only have like 30 different smartphones, but they may be running an application that you guys have never heard of and that I have never heard of. So we all learn from one another here. We're in the process of building something that's really, really amazing here. I cannot wait to see where we're at in 3 years, guys, because I just feel like 3 years from now we're going to see a lot more people that are hopping into the world of phone farming. A lot of the people that are getting into phone farming are also going to be mining at the same time. We're branching out into mining or making money in other ways, and we'll get to learn from those people that are making money with other opportunities. So I can't really think of much else, though. I mean, that's a good starting stream for Joe. We'll get him back into another stream here so he can show us some more information for how he makes money. And yeah, I guess that's really it, guys. If there's any final questions that you guys would like to ask, now would definitely be the time to ask your questions. When I went to cash out on Cash Magnet, the app would shut down. When is your referral on your website going to work? That's actually a good question that you just asked. As far as setting up our referral system, we plan to have our referral system set up within this year, but it's probably looking like it will be towards the end of December. It's not the most complicated thing in the world. We just made a major step. That's the big thing with Easton Burger King, eCash, Celebrate, or Chinese food again. Yeah, we will end up having a referral program on the website, and we are looking at, I would like for a person to earn, there's a couple of different options that we have for our referral program, and it's looking like a person will earn basically 10% of what, well, we'll talk about it in a future stream. I have to hold on to something that is going to be interesting for you guys, but basically, you're going to earn 10%. It's a 10% sort of scenario. We'll say that. Yeah, it's going to take a second. Setting up a referral program is a bit complicated for a website. So, it's the only thing I use on my personal laptop. Should I be doing more? As far as like Anthony Rappa, if you have an additional computer that you can use to make some money on, you definitely want to consider using other websites. Now, also at the same time, if ECashsociety.com, of course, you guys know that EngageMe TV only earns for so long, and then sometimes it has issues with earning. This is where I would say switch it up. You know, if it's earning well, stops earning, switch it to another website, and then come back to my website. I'm not going to give you guys bad information. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, you only want to use ECashsociety.com, because I'm not here trying to rip people off. If there's a better opportunity for you to earn, take that opportunity to earn, and eCash Society will be waiting for you whenever you decide that you would like to earn with us again. So there's tons of different opportunities, but if I had to recommend what to do, I would say earn for a portion of time on my website, and if it becomes unprofitable for so many hours, then you know that you need to switch it up for a second. So earnings are dished out by these companies periodically. It's not something that happens 24/7, and that is where switching it to another website or another application can come into play and you making some more money. Having 100 devices, how does one keep track of their apps whenever it's time to cash out? Okay, so if you have 100 different devices, this is a good question, Raymond Clear. If you have 100 different devices, right? And you have, let's just say you have 10 different applications that you're using on all 100 of your devices. What you want to do is have one phone that you can log into these accounts. This is the simple way to do it. Log into your accounts and be able to cash out with that one phone. So that's what I've always done with any of the perk applications. I'll keep one perk application on my phone to use that to cash out with on my main phone, my personal phone, and from there I'll just cash out with my personal phone. You're welcome. I appreciate it. Guys, I think that's it, though. It's too bad that we did stream so early, but it was the only opportunity to get Joe's, well, we may have had an opportunity later on today, but I was so anxious to get him up on the channel so you guys could see this stuff. And people are going to be able to check out this stream all day long. So, but that's really it, guys. I will see you in the next video. We will not be streaming for a couple of weeks. What we're going to do is get focused back on videos. And I have another website to bring to you guys. I also have another application to bring to you guys. A very, very decent application for phone farming that we're going to be talking about very soon. But yeah, that will be within the next few days. So we'll see you in the next one, guys.